Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Isabel Grace if you're new here. I usually don't do sit down videos. I'm much more of a vlogger type of vibe, and I've recently gotten to podcasting, so go check out my podcast, Really Growing Through It with Isabel Pierce. That's my last name. Yeah, so I'm not used to this sit down vibe. I'm way more casual than this usually, But today I thought it would be fun. I've been seeing these all over my YouTube, and so I thought it would be fun to do like a little what were my March favorites and what am I continuing to love going into April. And I am trying to not buy a lot of things. So a lot of these things are either free or they're like really little things that I've bought this month that have been making a little bit of a difference in my life. So the first one is always having flowers on my table. And I just think that this has been bringing me a lot of joy, especially early March was still really cold, and it's only been this weekend that we've seen hotter weather. And so I have been treating myself to flowers, or I've received flowers, and I really just like having something blooming. And it really adds to the space. Like, oh my goodness, when flowers are in a space, it just transforms it. Usually what I do when the flowers are starting to kind of die down, literally die, I try to dry them out. So I'll turn them I'll hang them upside down, and then they're dried flowers, and I have them and I can preserve them forever. So when it's flowers that I particularly enjoy, or if they came from someone, then I will dry them. The second thing that I've been getting into this month recently, or I guess it's April now, so like last month, and I'm continuing to get into this month, is lip gloss. So I am obsessed with chapstick. I always have to have chapstick. This is one of my favorites, but to be honest, you can't beat a good like Burt's Bees. But this is the Weleda, I don't know how you say this. Oh, I have to be beauty guru. And it's the Skin Food Lip Butter. And it's pretty nice, but I don't know. I'm kind of picky about my stuff. I wouldn't say that this is worth the $6. So I will not be buying this again. So I guess this isn't a favorite, but I wanted to use it as an example of like how obsessed with chapstick I've been, but I actually used up my other chapstick that I had. So this is all I have left. But what I actually like, I have been using the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip in the shade Losin Cone-trol. I don't know why it's called that. And then I've also been using e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil in the shade Rose Envy. And I've been getting into darker shades because somebody told me that darker shades look better on red hair, or with red hair. I don't really know how true that is. Like, sometimes it's just not the vibe. Sometimes it's a little intense. So I'll go with this one, which is definitely more my natural lip shade. I feel like I can wear no makeup and then put these on, and I look put together. I actually featured this in one of my videos recently, so you might have seen me put it on in one of my vlogs. Number 3 is the priciest and like bougiest thing. My mother got these for me, so that's why in my head it's free, but I do eventually have to pay her back for it. This is called Norse Organics, and I have mixed things to say about this. This isn't sponsored or anything. I like how I think I have to say that. No one's sponsoring me, bro. This is like acne treatment, and for some reason, I'll show you, I'm gonna be very upfront. I turned 22 and my skin freaked out. I have a feeling that it's just like you go through this second puberty, bro, because a lot of people I know at least are having skin problems, and I know that it's related to diet, but I also just think it's a lot of hormonal changes maybe or something. So supposedly these are like super natural, and there's a nighttime moisturizer, a daytime moisturizer, and then a shower exfoliant scrub. I will update you. So this was what my skin looked like before. This was March 12th. And then this is the most recent picture, at least I have right now. This was like March 30th, but if I can find a more recent one, then I'll put that up. You can tell in the pictures too, it's a lot less red and like inflamed feeling, like it was bad. But you don't like wash your face with a face scrub and you don't use any other products. So I will say the only downside to this is I haven't really felt like I can wear makeup like I was, but the plus side is that my skin does feel more moisturized and it does give you a little bit like, it's less red and a little more healthy, glowy looking. So far, I like these because it has shortened my routine so much because I just splash some water on my face, dry my face, and then put one of these on morning and night. But they do say to wait at least like 2 months or something before you really make a decision of what it looks like or something. So hopefully in a few weeks, I'll have amazing skin. Okay, coolio. So that was kind of like skincare, makeup-y stuff. I don't think anything else on my list requires money. I think that was the only thing. The next thing on my list that I started in March and I've been taking into April with me is budgeting. I at first was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this. Girl, I have saved so much money. It actually works. It's crazy. If you actually know where your money's going and how much money you have, it's almost like that helps or something. If I can do it, seriously, anyone can. It's actually very simple. I always thought budgeting was very restrictive and scary and that I couldn't do it. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to budget if I actually need to spend money? Like, I can't help it if I have to go out and buy something. The way I budget, and I'll explain a little bit, but if you want like a full breakdown, I can do a whole like finance video, although I am definitely not worthy of sharing anything about finances. I create a budget each week, every Sunday on Excel, and I'll try to show like screenshots of what I do. I use the template and I put in all of the things that I want to, that I have a feeling I'll spend. So I'm gonna put in entertainment, like I'll probably need about 20 bucks. And then I know I'm gonna see 2 friends and we'll probably go to coffee, so like another $15, $20. Like I just put in what I know I'm gonna be doing. That's helpful because then already mentally you're on track to save. And then once the week is over, the next Sunday, I go through my phone and I go through all of my transactions and my checking and I put them into the actuals part of the Excel sheet, and that shows me how much did I actually spend. And do not feel guilty if it goes over. Okay, this is not to guilt you into being like, dang, I did not save money. No, because what you're trying to assess in the first few weeks or first month is just like your spending habits. Yeah, so then I am able to track my spending, kind of see where my money's going. And what I've been finding is I actually am under budget most of the time just because plans get canceled or I end up realizing I don't need something. But your girl is a money saver now, so that is definitely one of my favorites. The next 2 are not literal things, they're more of the mental health side of things. So number 5 is really feeling our feelings. I would say this is more of an April discovery, not so much March, but I've just realized that it's okay to feel sad and to cry. It's okay to also like be really happy. It's okay to be bored. It's okay to just feel what I'm feeling and not really know how to articulate that or not want to like fix it. I can just feel my feelings and it allows me to then bounce back way faster because I've really released all of that. So that goes into the next one, which is also kind of conceptual. Number 6 is doing things anyways, even if you're alone. I am someone who is pretty social and I also rarely do things alone. In the past, I would just wait or avoid doing things that I actually wanted to do, like go to the park or go for a walk or, I don't know, go to an event or something. And I would avoid doing them because I didn't have someone else with me. I am learning that it's okay to go to an event or go to do something or go out to eat by yourself. And I feel like that's just kind of what everyone when they're like 20 years old and realizes that you're like, oh, I don't need somebody 24/7 in order to do the things that I want to do. Because bottom line is people are busy, you know? And we can't always be spontaneous. So just do what you want to do, and that's totally fine. Okay, so the next one is kind of simple, but I'm really digging it. And that is turning my phone to black and white. And the nice thing about this is because I can always turn it back to color. So I currently have it set to black and white, and I just put a black screen. I do have my normal screen savers and everything. Like I still have that, and it's in black and white. Basically, I wanted a light phone. I don't know if you've seen those. So I kind of dumbified my phone, and I got rid of Google. I got rid of all my social media apps on my phone. Like it is just a tool, but I think it's helped just be like, I don't need my phone as much, or at least I don't need screen time as much. I definitely have been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I can tell that that's still a sign that I need constant stimulation. But for the most part, we're getting way better at releasing myself from the stimulation that my phone brings. Okay, an honorable mention before I get to the last one is that I have discovered, and I know I'm not I'm probably the last person on this planet to become excited about this or get into it or whatever, but I have finally found a love for matcha. But I'm really excited about having that be my like spring and summer drink. And then, if you're still here and you've been listening to me yap this whole time, thank you. Number 9, listening to positive music. Guys, this is the answer. Why are you sad? Because you're only listening to Billie Eilish and like sad girl vibes? I don't know. In March, I created a playlist called Listen Up. The problem with positive music is that it can be, there's like a fine line between positive, powerful, and positive, cheesy. Like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about upbeat, really amazing lyrics that really speak to my soul, but are still about the good things in life. If you need positive music that's still relatable, Sammy Ray and the Friends, and also Lake Street Dive. So those are 2 of my favorite bands. Also an honorable mention for a band is Couch. I don't know why they're called Couch, but they have really great music. They all kind of sound very similar, but I really like that genre. So if you don't like the genre of music, you're probably not gonna like any of them because they all sound the same. But yeah, I just realized that like I would be in a mood, and then I would get in my car and I would start listening to Spotify, and I would just become even sadder. And I'm like, why am I just sad all the time? And it's because I was listening to some really sad music. Like we're talking like my musical playlist with Empty Chairs at Empty Tables from Les Miserables. Like, how am I supposed to be a positive, happy, loving person when that is playing 24/7 in my home? I've also been listening to a lot of Baha'i inspired music from friends and other artists I know, so that also is pretty uplifting. And when I need something a little more spiritual, I go to that. I'm just gonna leave you with, turn off your sad music, turn on some happy tunes, and actually realize that what you listen to and what you're exposing yourself to has an effect on you, which is why we're only doing positive music. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't usually do sit down videos, so let me know if you like this vibe more than my vlogs. Actually, don't tell me if you don't like my vlogs, because I want to keep vlogging, and it would suck if I just knew that all of you prefer my sit down content. But I do want to make more videos like this, or just sharing my thoughts on things. But if you really want to hear me yap, go check out my new podcast, Really Growing Through It. It is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, some other things, Amazon Music, things like that, YouTube. So I will see you in the next YouTube video, or just around. Bye-bye.